How to turn problems into opportunities, the solution thinking framework. What if I told you that every problem you're facing right now is actually a disguised opportunity? That every obstacle in your path is potentially the foundation of your greatest success? Most people see problems and think, why is this happening to me? But there's a small group of people who see the exact same problems and think, how can I use this? Today, I'm going to teach you the solution thinking framework, the same mental model that turned the 2008 financial crisis into the biggest wealth creation opportunity in modern history for those who knew how to use it. Here's what separates successful people from everyone else. When most people encounter a problem, their brain immediately goes into survival mode. They start thinking about what they're going to lose, what could go wrong, how unfair the situation is. This is called problem thinking, and it's a mental prison. Think about the last major challenge you faced. Maybe it was losing a job, a relationship ending, a business failing, or a health scare. What was your first thought? I'm betting it wasn't, how can I use this to my advantage? But here's the thing. Every single breakthrough in human history came from someone looking at a problem differently. The airplane was invented because someone looked at the problem of not being able to fly and said, what if we could? The internet was created to solve communication problems. Every business you use today exists because someone saw a problem and thought, I can fix this. The difference isn't that successful people don't have problems. The difference is how they think about problems. While everyone else is focused on the pain, they're focused on the possibility. You see, your brain is wired to focus on problems. It's a survival mechanism. But in today's world, this ancient programming is holding you back. You're not running from saber-toothed tigers anymore. You're running from opportunities disguised as challenges. And here's the brutal truth. While you're complaining about your problems, someone else is building a fortune by solving them. So let me introduce you to solution thinking. This isn't positive thinking. This is strategic thinking. It's a systematic way to transform any problem into a pathway to success. Step 1. Reframe the problem as a question. Instead of saying, I don't have enough money, ask, how can I create more value? Instead of, no one will hire me, ask, what skills do I need to develop? Instead of, this market is saturated, ask, what gap can I fill that others are missing? The quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask. Poor questions lead to poor solutions. Powerful questions lead to breakthrough solutions. Step 2. Look for the hidden opportunity. Every problem creates a vacuum, and vacuums demand to be filled. When Blockbuster said, people will always want to go to video stores, Netflix asked, what if we could deliver movies to their homes? When taxis said, this is how transportation works, Uber asked, what if anyone could be a driver? The bigger the problem, the bigger the opportunity. The 2008 financial crisis was devastating for millions of people. But for those who understood solution thinking, it was the buying opportunity of a lifetime. While everyone was panicking, they were purchasing. Step 3. Identify who else has this problem. If you're experiencing a challenge, chances are millions of other people are too. That's not bad news. That's a market. Every problem you solve for yourself is potentially a business you can build for others. Sarah Blakely was getting dressed for a party and couldn't find the right undergarment. Instead of just complaining, she thought, if I need this, other women probably do too. That problem became Spanx, a billion-dollar company. Step 4. Create the minimum viable solution. You don't need to solve the problem perfectly right away. You just need to solve it better than it's currently being solved, or solve it for people who aren't being served. Airbnb started because two guys couldn't afford rent and decided to rent air mattresses in their apartment. They didn't try to compete with Hilton immediately. They just solved one problem for a few people. Step 5. Scale the solution. Once you've proven that your solution works for a few people, you can expand it to help more people. But here's the key. You start small and think big, not the other way around. Let me give you some real examples of how this works. In 1943, a Navy engineer named Richard James was working on springs for battleship equipment. He accidentally knocked one over and watched it walk down a flight of stairs. Most people would have seen this as a mistake, a failed experiment. But James applied solution thinking. He asked, What if this could be a toy? That mistake became the Slinky, one of the most successful toys in history. Or consider Howard Schultz. In 1983, he was working for a small coffee company when he traveled to Italy and saw how coffee was a social experience there. He came back with an idea to create coffee shops in America, but his bosses thought it was crazy. Instead of giving up, he asked, "How can I make this happen?" He left the company, started his own, and eventually bought his former employer. That company was Starbucks. Here's what both of these stories have in common. They saw something that everyone else overlooked, and instead of dismissing it, they asked, "How can I use this?" The opportunity is always there. The question is whether you're trained to see it. Here's your challenge. Right now, identify the biggest problem or frustration in your life. Maybe it's something at work, in your relationships, or in your daily routine. Now, instead of focusing on why this problem exists or whose fault it is, I want you to ask these 3 questions. What opportunity does this problem create? Who else has this same problem? What would a solution look like? Spend the next 24 hours looking at this problem through the lens of possibility, not pain. See if you can find one action you can take, no matter how small, that moves you toward a solution rather than deeper into the problem. Remember, every problem is a business waiting to happen. Every frustration is an innovation opportunity. Every challenge is a chance to develop skills that will serve you for life. The problems in your life aren't roadblocks, they're raw materials. It's time to start building. But here's what most people don't realize about building solutions. You can't do it alone. There's a reason why every successful person you've ever heard of had someone guiding them, challenging them, and opening doors for them. It's called mentorship, and it's the difference between struggling for years and succeeding in months. In my next video, I'm revealing why your mentor matters more than your major, your connections more than your credentials. I'll show you exactly how to find mentors who can accelerate your success by decades, and how to approach them in a way that makes them want to help you. So remember, like and subscribe.